What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D. Listen, this gives me no satisfaction. Okay, it gives me a little bit of satisfaction, but just for sport, I decided to go to Tim Scott's page to see what he's up to because I haven't heard from the guy in a while. And of course, he's on his page praising Donald Trump for all his cabinet picks. Now, something you may have missed, but Tim Scott and Byron, they went to work for Donald Trump the entire campaign. And Donald Trump himself floated out there things like, wouldn't this guy make a good VP pick? Wouldn't this guy make a good member of my cabinet? This guy would make a great attorney general. And this guy would make a great advisor of mine, right? Remember all of that? They have been chosen for zero, nothing, nada. And we said this. When Donald Trump was out there saying, man, Byron, he might make a good VP pick. Hey, Tim Scott, look at this guy. And people were like, yeah, that's great. I was like, come on. You know Donald Trump is not going to choose these guys as the vice presidential pick. I mean, he had no plan to do that at all. But they kept riding for him. You know, we saw Tim Scott out there shucking and jiving for Donald Trump because he wanted whatever he could get. Now, it's still early in the game. There's a chance he could choose them for some, minuscule position in his cabinet or some advisor to someone or hey, how about the head of the HUD or something like that, right? Nothing. Nada. And we all knew this. We all said, blacks for Trump, yeah, you're allowed to do the work for them, but they're never going to choose you. You're never going to be allowed actually inside of the house. For a second, maybe you were, but as soon as it's time for them to start choosing who they really want around them, you're left off the list. And I don't like to say I told you so. I told you my page would not ever be that type of page. This is not the time to say I told you so, but this is the time for people like Byron and Tim Scott to do a little bit of self-reflection, and ask yourself if the black people, men like myself and other creators out there, other members of Congress out there who've been saying these things to you, maybe you should listen to us. I take no satisfaction in watching black people get played. But in this case, they get what they get. I have absolutely zero sympathy for those guys. If Donald Trump chooses them for some small position, I guarantee you they'll take it and they'll be happy and they'll pretend that position means a lot. It does not. It will just be nothing but theater, political theater, just like it was when they pretended they were going to make Byron the Speaker of the House. Again, you guys are allowed to play out on the front porch, but you're never allowed in the house. And you should be embarrassed. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.